What if I told you that you could turn ChatGPT into your public speaking coach right now for free? Because practicing public speaking on your own can sometimes feel just weird. In this video, I'm going to give you 5 ChatGPT prompts that you can simply type directly into ChatGPT to get feedback or have it act as your audience, so you can be ready for any challenge on stage. But first, let's start with what ChatGPT can or cannot do when it comes to public speaking. I'll just ask it directly. If I talk to you like right now or send you a voice recording of my speech, can you listen to it and tell me how I sound, or check my tone, pacing, pauses, and delivery, not just analyze the word which I sent you? Let's see the reply. So ChatGPT says that at the moment I can't listen to voice recordings or analyze speech audio directly. However, if you send me a transcript of your speech or describe how you're delivering it, for example, your pacing, tone, or the emotions you're trying to convey, I can definitely help you analyze it from there and offer suggestions for improvement. Here you go. So for that question, I use the web version of ChatGPT on my phone. You can use the same one on your computer. But when you have the ChatGPT app, you can actually talk to it directly and ask the question. Let's see what ChatGPT can do in this case. If I talk to you directly, like right now, can you analyze my voice, pacing, tonality, the emotions that I express?
Absolutely, I can do that. So if you just start speaking and give me a little sample, like a mini snippet of a speech, I'll listen in and then give you some feedback on all those elements. Just take your time and speak whenever you're ready.
So here's what you can get with the app. There are some limitations for what ChatGPT can and cannot do. Play around and see what works better for you. You can also copy and paste your speech script into ChatGPT and ask for feedback. Now, let's take a look at how you can improve your public speaking with ChatGPT. Number 1 is practice impromptu speaking with ChatGPT. In real life, you don't always get time to plan what to say. Imagine you meet someone new and they ask, "So, what do you do?" That's your moment for impromptu speaking. You need to quickly come up with an answer that fits the situation and the person you're talking to. Or you are on a call with your client and they ask you an unexpected question. Same thing. Impromptu speaking is one of the most valuable communication skills you can develop. It shows confidence and your ability to handle pressure. So give ChatGPT this prompt. Please act as my public speaking coach. I want to do an impromptu 1-minute talk on any topic you choose. Give me a random one. To improve your public speaking, I recommend doing this prompt by actually talking to ChatGPT out loud. So first, you give ChatGPT this prompt, get the topic, and then deliver your speech out loud using voice mode. That way, it will capture the way you speak. And you can do it in 2 ways. You can either just speak on a topic and then see how long it takes you to express your idea, or you can set the timer for 1 minute and try to fit your speech into this time limit. So let's try it now together. I got my ChatGPT, I got the prompt here. I just type it on my phone. You can type it on your computer. So I send the prompt and I'm going to get the topic. Okay, here's a random topic for your impromptu 1-minute talk. The power of small acts of kindness. And it gives me some descriptions, some suggestions what I can talk about. I can use the suggestions or I can just think on the go what I'm going to talk about. So here's my topic. The power of small acts of kindness. I'm going to hit the use voice message. The power of small acts of kindness leads to doing something for other people in your everyday life. You can do it, of course, for family and friends, maybe give some gifts or saying something nice or good things for them to cheer them up. Or maybe you can help them in any ways that will support them. You also can do the same thing to people around you. Maybe these are your colleagues or random people that you meet on the streets. Just helping them in the way you can and just brighten their days to make their life a little bit happy, or maybe support them in the way that you can. Okay, so that was my impromptu speaking. And that was very casual. I did not know what ChatGPT will ask me. I'm going to send this message and see what it will reply. Oh, ChatGPT is a very good people pleaser, so usually it gives you some praise. You are off to a great start. Your message is clear and warm. Well, it's true too. So it gives you feedback. It usually starts with something good, and then it gives you suggestions. And here are a few suggestions to improve flow and impact. Opening hook. Start with a question or statement that grabs attention, like, have you ever experienced a small act of kindness that brightened your entire day? I did not think about a hook at all, because I just got the topic and I talked on the go. I talk about everything that came up to my mind at this moment because I'm talking to you right now too. So the hook is an important part. Pacing and pauses. Specific examples. Then I could add either a call to action, what people can do next, or suggest something, or just ask a question to engage in the conversation with the person. So I got 4 suggestions, and here's an edited version based on those tips. I got the script, and then it gives me the word of encouragement. You've got this, feel free to practice it and let me know how it goes. When you are done with your speech, ChatGPT may also ask you some supportive questions. You can go through its suggestions. So here I got only the suggestions, but if it asks you some questions, sometimes they're very helpful. And you can answer, like it can ask you, oh, would you like me to suggest a hook for your speech? And you can say, yes, please. And you can see the suggestions. Maybe it will give you some ideas of what you can use in your daily conversations. Now, it's still not the same as getting feedback from a human. So look at the public speaking advice ChatGPT gives you and apply only the tips that feel right for you. This public speaking practice trains your brain to organize your thoughts quickly under pressure. I got a lot of pressure doing this right now with you. But when you practice it more and more, it becomes more easier. When you practice talking about random topics, you're building mental muscle for speaking on the go. It's like your brain starts thinking, oh, I need to talk about something. I know how to do this. Let me quickly organize it into beginning, middle, and end. The more you practice it, the easier it becomes, and the more you will improve your public speaking skills. The next tip on how to improve public speaking with ChatGPT is to use it to get better at speaking about your topic and area of expertise. Knowing your topic inside out isn't enough. You need to explain it clearly to other people who don't have your expertise. There is a term in psychology called the curse of knowledge. It's a psychological bias that means when someone who knows a lot about the topic finds it hard to imagine what it's like not to know it. It's like because you know so much, you assume that other people already know at least a big part of what you know too. And the problem most experts face is when you know something really well, you sometimes explain it in a way that's too complicated, you use jargon, you go into unnecessary details, you assume people understand things that they don't. It makes your communication and public speaking less effective. So, how to improve public speaking with ChatGPT to make you a confident speaker that people can easily understand? Here's a prompt for you. Please act as my public speaking coach. Give me a random question about your topic or anything related to your topic that I must answer in 1 minute. Do not ask deep questions. It needs to be very short. When you have only 1 minute, then you don't have time to go into too complicated details. You have to cut out the fluff and get straight to the point. ChatGPT can also ask you questions that you haven't thought about, just like people in the audience or your potential clients. So if my area of expertise is how to give a TEDx talk, I can ask ChatGPT to come up with questions about this topic. It's easier to type this prompt on your computer so you don't have to type too much on your phone. Then you can open the same chat on your phone and speak using voice. Both are fine, whether you're going to use the computer first and then phone, or you will just start with your phone. I will just use my phone. Let's see how it works. So I got my prompt in ChatGPT and asked it to ask me something about TEDx or TED Talks. Let's see what questions I will get. Sure, here's a quick question for you. What's the most important thing to remember when preparing for a TEDx talk? Now I'm going to use a voice mode and I will answer right now using just talking to ChatGPT. So what's the most important thing to remember when preparing for a TEDx talk? The most important thing to remember when preparing for a TEDx talk is craft your talk around one single idea. And the biggest misconception that people have when they craft their TEDx talk, that they think that their idea is the title of a talk or it's the story that they want to share. While in the TED Talk or TEDx talk, the big idea is the central key message that you repeat over and over again, and you craft all your speech around it, whether you add your stories or you add your teaching frameworks. Everything else supports that big idea versus having speeches about your frameworks or your stories. So idea is the central piece of the TED and TEDx talks. This is the most important thing to remember when you prepare for a TEDx talk. I think I talked more than 1 minute, but let's see. So I got the speech. Great response. Here's some feedback to enhance your delivery. I got the list of things that I can improve. The more you practice these prompts with ChatGPT, the more practice you have speaking just like at the moment, and the better you become. Then you can think about, oh, maybe I can ask a question here to engage the person I'm talking to, or maybe I can add some pauses there. Here, in this case, ChatGPT just gave me feedback. You can play around with it to get even more suggestions for improvement. The next way to improve your public speaking with ChatGPT is to ask it to act like your audience. Most people practice their speeches focusing only on what they say. They make sure that facts are correct, the grammar is perfect, and the structure makes sense. But public speaking isn't just about the words you use. People won't remember every word you say, but they'll definitely remember how you made them feel. Did you bore them? Inspire them? Confuse them? Make them want to take action? That emotional impact is what actually matters. Here's the prompt you can use. Act as an audience and describe how my speech made you feel after hearing it. Here's the text of my speech, and then you insert your text. You can even use it after the first 2 prompts that we just covered and get feedback on your 1-minute speeches. In this case, you leave only the first part of the prompt. Act as an audience and describe how my speech made you feel after hearing it. Let me try it on one of my speeches. I copied the prompt into the previous conversation. So I have my prompt on the phone and I'll just send the message. So here's the reply. As an audience member, your speech made me feel inspired and clearer about what a TEDx talk should focus on. You emphasized how important it is to center the talk around one big idea, which helped me realize how easy it can be to get lost in details like stories or frameworks. So it gives feedback on the key points that I mentioned in the previous story. And it's good that he emphasized it, because when the audience will listen to your speech, they also can pay attention to those key parts. It means that you did a good job. Here, it gave me only a positive feedback. Sometimes, again, ChatGPT can give you the question to analyze your talk better. In this case, it didn't give me anything. I can just ask a supportive question. Are there any downsides or suggestions for improvements? Let's see the reply. Your speech is strong, but here are a few suggestions to take it to the next level. So these are just small tweaks to make it more interactive and memorable. But overall, you're on the right track. It asked me a question which I talk about often, and I could give the answer here. But if sometimes ChatGPT asks you a question that you don't know the answer, that will be a good experience for you to improvise and think about the answers. Using this prompt, you might gain some insights about your speech and what you can improve in your overall delivery. By the way, this Level Up Your Public Speaking Guide has even more tips to help you become a better public speaker. You can download it for free. Pick the tips that are more helpful for you right now and start applying them. The link is right under this video in the description. Check it out. Now, let's say you're preparing a speech or presentation and you're not sure if it fits the time limit. So how to improve public speaking timing with ChatGPT in this case? Imagine that you have only 10 minutes for a speech. Here's something most people don't realize. You probably speak faster when you are nervous. What feels like 10 minutes in practice might actually be 7 minutes in front of a real audience when you feel all the adrenaline. Or the opposite happens. You might be reading your script slowly in your head, thinking it's 10 minutes, but when you speak it out loud, it's actually 15 minutes. So to improve public speaking timing with ChatGPT, it's good if you have your speech written down. Then you can use this prompt. This should be a 10-minute speech. Estimate how long my current draft would take and suggest where to cut or expand. Here is the text. Then copy and paste your text. It's easier to do it on your computer. To show you how it works, I'll use a script from one of my YouTube videos. Let's pretend that it's my speech. ChatGPT can roughly calculate your speaking time based on your word count. Then highlight areas that felt too long or too short. It will also give you suggestions on how to improve your speech and even can write some parts for you. But if you decide to use some ideas that ChatGPT wrote to you, I suggest you adjust it to your speaking style. Always check ChatGPT because sometimes it can give suggestions that do not fit the way you speak. Once you are done with your adjustments, practice your speech out loud with a timer. Then edit again if necessary. Do this multiple times until you can consistently hit your target time plus or minus 30 seconds. As an extra tip, try to aim to finish 30 seconds earlier. It's better to have people wanting more than to have someone signaling you to wrap it up. But what if you have a Q&A session after your speech? Or you're participating in an interview or a panel discussion? How to improve public speaking using ChatGPT in these situations? Then get ready for the tough questions. Difficult questions are where you either build credibility or lose it. If someone challenges your idea and you have a solid, confident answer, you look like a true expert. People trust you more and take you seriously. But if you mumble or give a weak answer, people start doubting everything you said. When you practice answering difficult questions beforehand, you get prepared in advance. The challenge here is sometimes you can't even come up with the questions that people can ask you. And here's where you can improve your public speaking with ChatGPT. Use this prompt. I participate in a panel discussion on your topic. Generate 10 challenging questions a skeptical audience member might ask, including some that might put me on the spot or challenge my main arguments. The great thing about this prompt is that you mention your topic, and if you've been using ChatGPT for a while, it already knows some information about you and your expertise, so it can give you more in-depth questions that you might not even think of. Let's look at how it works. I got my prompt here and I chose a topic about entrepreneurship. Maybe this is the general panel discussion, not specifically about public speaking or TEDx. So entrepreneurship. I got the prompt, I sent it to ChatGPT. Let's see what questions it will come up with. So here are 10 challenging questions that a skeptical audience member might ask during a panel discussion on entrepreneurship. What makes you think entrepreneurship is a valuable career choice in today's economy? Isn't it riskier than ever? That's a good question. And then I got 9 more interesting questions. So these are the questions that you can practice answering. If someone in the audience will ask you something like this, you already will know the answer. And you can time it for 1.5 minutes, depending on the length that you will be given on stage. Imagine someone in real life asks you a challenging question, and you respond with confidence. You'll sound like a person who really knows their stuff, credible and trustworthy. You can even use this prompt to improve public speaking with ChatGPT for every important presentation, especially if you are speaking on controversial topics or pitching new ideas. You can change the phrase panel discussion to interview and also change the topic of discussion. That way you'll have more variety of questions. So now you have 5 powerful ChatGPT prompts that can transform your public speaking skills. You can use them when you need them right before public speaking event, or you can turn them into your daily public speaking exercises. For example, you can use the first prompt to practice impromptu speaking every day for, let's say, 5 minutes. Or a few times a week, use a prompt 2 to get better at speaking about your topic. Pick any topic you want to improve on and just start practicing. What I like about improving public speaking with ChatGPT is that with the voice function, it can actually talk to you like a real person from the audience, and it doesn't feel that awkward anymore to practice public speaking by yourself. So I can use any of the prompts and have the actual chat conversation with ChatGPT. Please act as my public speaking coach and give me one question on the topic of giving a TEDx talk.
Absolutely, Marina. Here's a quick question for you. If you had to sum up the single most important emotion you want your TEDx audience to feel by the end of your talk, what would it be and why?
That would be the emotion I want my audience to feel is to be inspired to speak more for what they believe in and be able to craft their speech around the key idea that people will remember and will share with more and more people. How does it sound?
That sounds fantastic. You're really honing in on something meaningful. If you want your audience to walk away feeling inspired to speak up for their own beliefs and to shape memorable messages, then you're definitely on the right track. It's a powerful goal, and I think it sets a really clear direction for your TEDx talk.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. And if you need any more help shaping that talk or just want to bounce around some ideas, I'm here.
There is still one thing to remember. People who look natural and confident on stage aren't born that way. They've just practiced more than everyone else. And now with ChatGPT, you can improve public speaking more effectively even before you step on stage. If this video was helpful to you, please like it, share it with your friends, and subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to click a bell to get updated about the new videos. And for more public speaking tips, check this video next.